scores for Scotland. Romajang stepping away. Stunning work from Fridger. What an individual score this is. Dobrat is in.
Talent aplenty has graced these great leagues, but now future stars are set to shine. Last season was the most thrilling to date, but now it's time for a new crop of talent to grace the field, and in this league, anything could happen. It's time to take your seat. The best leagues in the land are back.
Byfield with a BUCS Super Rugby try for the ages.
And then was a white line seeking missile.
Score! Rise towards the line. Sensational score from Romajang.
Wind into gear and drive to the line. And Cardiff are streaking across. Welcome back, everybody. BUCS Super Rugby is back underway. Welcome to BUCS Super Rugby, the league where legends like Skaz behind me are made. Umpteen under-20s call-ups, a handful of Six Nations proper call-ups, and one Wales captain. Not bad for a bunch of students. The best league in the land is back, and it's the opening stream of the season after the Christmas hiatus. But don't worry, there's no ring rust. It's only high-class, high-octane rugby from here on in. It is Nottingham versus Durham. Kickoff coming live at 2 o'clock. Well, here we are. The scene is set, and, well, you'll notice it's a slightly different scene to usual. We're not at Highfield. We're at Leicester Forest RFC, the home club of Emily Scarrett, who you saw earlier in that little intro from me. But from one legend to another, we've got James Cherry, former Unruck captain, now plying his trade at Nottingham, an occasional Northampton Saint, and coaching here as well at Nottingham. The guy just can't leave the university. But why would you when we've got the best league in the land, James?
Yeah, cheers Burnsy for that brilliant introduction. It's great to still be involved in Nottingham, great to still be involved in the team, a couple of boys obviously that I played with and a few younger lads that didn't, and just trying to help bring them through and enjoy BSR as much as I did.
Yes, I think there's no doubt that you enjoyed your time at BSR, and you know, last year Nottingham, it was their first year up at the big leagues, and they finished so strongly, great position in the league. And I guess you look at where they are now, and there's maybe some allegations it's second season syndrome, but it's easy to forget that you were scrapping this time of year also last year, and it's a really key point in the season, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, 100%. I think last year we obviously started so strongly, which gave us some momentum, obviously beating Swansea and Leeds. And then we lost 8 games in a row, and it probably would have been really easy to drop our heads and end up in that scrap with Beckett down the bottom. But we had a massive win against Loughborough, first game back obviously at Lady Bay. And that really changed our season around, and it gave us some belief that, you know, whether it was Bath away, Cardiff met at home, we could beat any team. And then we went on to kind of finish in the second term really strongly. So I think with this team, obviously we beat Swansea last week in a game like this today against a class side that Durham is, but on a 4G surface that'll suit our style of play, and with a good young side out, I think we could be up for an upset for today.
Potential upset. Well, look, the viewers, our loyal viewers, may have seen Nottingham last time, and they'll look at the team sheet today and they'll think, wow, it's all changed. You know, there's a great bit of shifting in terms of the names by the numbers. And I wonder if you can just talk us through that. And especially, you've got a Viking in the ranks who's quite exciting.
We do. Yeah, I'll start with him. So big Ali Lohman, tight head prop. He's just come over from Sweden. He's doing a term abroad on the exchange programme with the university, working with AI. And he literally just turned up to the first session of pre-season. We didn't really know that he was coming, and said, I play tight head prop for Sweden, can I join the rugby club? And we said, yes, you can, Ali. And he's been unbelievable. He's a really good young man. I think he's 23, so my age, and he's just brought a sense of maturity to the side and a bit of experience from playing in the European Rugby Championship, and he's great, and you'll see him today. And then on top of that, we've got a few young bucks in the side today that have kind of been featuring more recently. Max Blinkhorn at scrum half, who's just been away with the England 20s. Sam Lee at 7, who's kind of been playing towards the latter half of the season. We've just been really focusing this year on trying to bring those young players through and reward good performances in the second team or off the bench for the first team, and making sure that we promote the growth of that next generation that are going to hopefully be able to play in this league and keep us going.
Well, from all that talk of young bucks to an older but very wise bull in Paul Westgate. He's the head honcho at University of Nottingham Rugby, and I caught up with him only moments ago. Paul, always a pleasure to have you on the stream, and we always look forward to seeing your Nottingham. But your Nottingham, there's no two ways about it. You're in a battle down there at the bottom. You got a big victory against Swansea last week. I want to know, how's the mood with you? How's the mood with the group?
The mood's good. And to be fair, Burnsy, it always has been. You know, we pride ourselves on a really strong togetherness and spirit amongst the team and the squad. So, you know, we're looking forward to playing some rugby today. We know that we've got to be brave and courageous against Durham, very, established BSR team. So, you know, we're looking forward to today at our home away from home here at Leicester Forest East. I think the surface will suit us. We've got a good team out, and as I say, we hope we're going to go out there and play some rugby.
Yeah, you mentioned your home away from home, Leicester Forest East. I know that you're immensely grateful for the bandwidth that they've given you whilst Highfields has not been ideal for rugby, but what's been the impact, because you don't have the home support here quite as much as you do when you're on campus at Nottingham?
Well, I think the impact is on the pitch in terms of, the boys like playing on a 3G. As you know, we like to play a fast, high-tempo, dynamic game, so we're able to do that here. But like any game, it starts with a set piece, and certainly that's probably been our Achilles heel this season. Trying to play from perhaps ball that hasn't been as secure and as controlled as we would have liked it to have been. But no, we've had 56 points last week against Swansea. It was a high-scoring game. Swansea scored 40. I was a bit annoyed about the 2 late tries by Swansea, but I think that shows that the surface suits us. I think, if we can get good ball today at set piece, then we certainly believe we're in the game, and we'll give it a real good go. You know, the opening game this term was against Hartbury, 29-18, I think it was. Again, we didn't get anything out of the game, but a really cracking performance. And a bit like last year, Burnsy, in the sense that, we turned the corner at Christmas time. We learnt the lessons. We're a team that's evolving. We're a young team. We've got a lot of freshers involved today as well. So, as I say, we're looking forward to it, and I think the surface will suit us, hopefully.
Yeah, a lot of freshers in the lineup, starting lineup, on the bench as well. Big onus on them today. What's impressed you about this bunch that has meant that they're playing first team BUCS Super Rugby at such a young age?
Yeah, and look, you could argue that's probably not ideal. I know a lot of BSR teams have older teams, and that we want to get to that stage as well. But what's impressed me, well, the young players, they want to learn, they train hard. There's a real togetherness there. They believe in what they're doing. We're giving them a little bit of license to play. I think they like that ownership, that freedom as well. So they're just really good guys, and they've fitted in really, really well. We got some good leaders at the top of the club. We got Rob Carmichael back from Tigers duty last week. So that mix of some experienced players, in the side, as well as a lot of youngsters who want to play rugby, I think makes for an exciting mix.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that exciting mix, Paul. Go well.
Thank you very much, Burnsy. Cheers.
James, Durham on the doorstep. When you're talking BUCS Super Rugby and just university rugby pedigree, there's few as rich as the Palatinate. You played them a number of times across your career. Kind of winning and being hard to beat is in their DNA.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I mean, I think even back to my first year, back in 2019, we went up to Hollow Drift playing on the back pitches that if you've played there, you'll know they're horrid to play on. And on the season we were actually going to hopefully get promoted into BSR the first time, we almost lost to them. It took a last play of the game try from Ollie Thornywork to beat them. So stuff like that, they're a hard university to beat. They play a hard style of rugby to compete with. But I think last year we only took 1 point off them in 2 games, even though we obviously arguably had a better team last year. But I'm excited to see what the boys can do today. We've planned for it really well in the week, and we've had a good week of training. So
what are Durham's strengths? What are those things that you've planned for that you've got to negate and you've got to get really, really so right?
Yeah, I think obviously they're really well coached, and the institution as a whole they've been so strong for so long, so that's almost embedded in their DNA. I mean, Cy Cully, who's the head coach now, has been doing a fantastic job for a few years, and before him, Alex Key, obviously a legend of BUCS Super Rugby that did amazing things with the team before Cy came in. So stuff like their set piece, they've always been a really good mauling side. Scrums, they're all, you're not going to see a Durham pack flying backwards ever. It's just not in what they're about. So you need to match them in those areas, but then the areas where maybe they're going to be a bit different than they have been in times gone by, the likes of Paul Brown, who's obviously been holding down the wing now for 3 years and down to Exeter Chiefs now. Toby Tame from Northampton Saints, who's had a really strong first half of the season, Cy tells me. So, a few big names missing from that starting 15. Potentially chances there to expose that for our young backline.
Few names missing, but there's plenty of firepower in that matchday 23. And the man who picked them, the man who coached them is Cy Cully. And again, got an opportunity to chat to him earlier on. Right, Cy, good to see you. Good to see Durham, as always, on the stream. You're coming here in third place. Tough old season, big cluster of quality teams around you. So how do you feel coming into this against Nottingham today?
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Great to be on the live stream again. It's been a while. And you're right, it's a really high quality competition in that sort of fight for the top 6 or 7. Exeter have laid down a huge marker and they've pulled a bit ahead. But there's 6 of us all fighting to be the head of the chasing pack. We need to lay down a marker. We underperformed last week, and it's time to get back on the track today.
Well, you mentioned last week first league loss for 4 years at Hollow Drift, so tough one to take. Where do you feel it went wrong against Cardiff Met?
We didn't take our opportunities, and that's been the manner of the season, really. We've had an outstanding defence all season. I think we've got the best defence in the top 6, but we haven't scored enough points. And we've created lots of opportunities, and we're not taking them. We need to be much more efficient in and around the 22. Cardiff Met away, we dropped 6 in their 22, and it probably similar stat last week. And we need to put that right and become much more clinical.
Well, you were pretty efficient against this lot when they came up to Hollow Drift earlier in the season, but you face them rejuvenated, having picked up a win against Swansea last week. So what do you make of this Nottingham side? What do you got to get right against them today?
I think they carry a real threat. They play with an expansion and a freedom. Any team that scores 50 points in a BUCS Super Rugby game, you've got to take them really seriously. So credit for them coming in and producing a huge performance. And I think we have to defend really well. We have to square up. We have to get off our line and catch them behind the gain line and don't let them build any momentum. And then on the other side of the ball, we need to play to our strengths. We need to find our wingers in a bit of space. We need to establish our depth in attack and get that variety between the front door, the big boys getting over the gain line, the Marcus Rhodes, the Arthur Greens, and then getting out the back and giving Charlie Coe and Ollie Walker a bit of space.
Well, speaking of wingers and speaking of depth, you are going to be without one of your very best because he signed for Exeter Chiefs, Paul Brown. Huge testament to the Durham programme. You must be immensely proud of him.
You can't imagine how proud we are. It's a testament to the programme, but it's a testament to Paul. Yeah, that's his hard work, that's his talent, and that's him working hard to maximise the unbelievable natural talent. But he's turned himself from a natural talent into a proper rugby player, and that's a boy that's going to go a long way in rugby. Certainly, I can't think of a better winger that's ever come out of BUCS Super Rugby. He's just he's fantastic specimen of a human being, but more importantly, he's an unbelievable bloke. This is a guy that every Thursday night was going down and coaching under 14s at a local club. He was giving up Sundays to go and help out at local clubs and with all sorts of community work. And he carried that sort of manner and presence onto the pitch for us and delivered huge performances. So I can't say more highly regarded things about him.
Well, from one specimen to another and another who is a great lad who's worked immensely hard for the Palatinate, Hamish. Well, the teams are out, and right there you see Durham captain Braden Barrett just shaping up on another return for him. Out for a few weeks with an injury, got a few minutes last week, but looking to make a big dent for the Palatinate as the green and gold of Nottingham kick off, and we're underway in this round 13 fixture of BUCS Super Rugby. Thank you to James Cherry for his input at the top of the show. I've got, well, current Unruck and Leicester Tigers prop Archie van der Fleer alongside me for commentary. And Archie, this is a big game for Nottingham in the context of where the season's going.
Yeah, thanks, Bernsey. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good physical occasion, I think, and especially Nottingham coming off their win last week. They'll be looking to kick on from that.
Well, they've kicked on with a penalty very, very early.
Clever release.
But touch is missed, and Durham go on the attack. Durham third in the league at the moment, only 4 defeats, but the most recent one stinging the most. Their undefeated record at home in the league that lasted 4 years, gone at the hands of Cardiff Met and a late try. There we see Jamie Annan, now captain in the absence of Freddie Vaughan.
No, don't play with your foot, you've lost!
Struggled with the after effects of concussion after their match against Swansea, hoping to see him back soon as Nottingham take the initiative through Rory Flack, the former Stamford schoolman. And there's the Viking. 3 Palatinate set upon him. Ali Lohman, the Swedish international, here as an Erasmus student for just the term, but already making an impact as big as his frame.
Very interesting first few exchanges here. There's a big win, so the kick battle is going to be really important today, and Nottingham need to just control it here.
Well, held up, and Pat Bishop is called in, and Moyes is onto it. One of the gun players out on the edges for the green and gold of Nottingham. Nice feet from Cormac Cownan, filling that Freddie Vaughan vacuum, but penalty conceded just when Nottingham were beginning to get some nice momentum there.
Yeah, it's great to see Cormac back after quite a while on the sidelines with a hand injury, and he's got big boots to fill from Freddie Vaughan, so hopefully he goes well today.
Well, another touch missed, and that just shows how troublesome this wind is, as Conor Moyes, top scorer in the league last season for Nottingham. He's already got 6, and he's approaching a half-century of appearances for the green and gold, an extraordinary scoring rate. And now, with a leadership role as vice-captain, Max Blinkhorn, the 19-year-old, goes high to the skies, and Pat Bishop this time diffuses the bomb, but meets the meaty shoulder of Alex Connaughton.
Offside in your tackle, all right? You might have listened, it was late, but yeah.
Just discipline needs to be important for both teams today. It's going to give you so much territory in the kick battle. Nottingham needs to be more disciplined there.
Well, finally, a touch is found. But I'm not sure we'll get to start the line out immediately, because Pat Bishop is receiving a bit of attention to the ribs that were tickled so brutally by Connaughton, who gave up that penalty. But he's up on his feet. And Chris Paul, who scored the sole try for Durham last week, will have his arrows tested in this wind. Lovely throw, and off go Durham, fracturing the Nottingham forwards, and well, being dragged to the floor now. Potentially held up, and that's solid maul defence from Nottingham.
That's a superb turnover in the line-out. As Cherry said earlier, it's part of Durham's DNA, that maul, so Nottingham will be looking to stop them at every chance they get.
Well, a scrum to Nottingham, but you brought it in earlier, Archie. I mean, this wind's come from nowhere. It is quite an exposed ground, but really has picked up in those 15 minutes before kickoff, and it's fiercely blowing into the faces of the Nottingham players.
Yeah, 100%, and that's going to come into it later in the game. So I think if Nottingham are within 10, even 15 points going into that second half, they're still in with a shout.
So the first examination of both scrums, and they both hold up well as O'Byrne picks and pops, and Nottingham take a few metres through Cownan. Drop ball from Alan Lewis there. Durham have an opportunity to take advantage. Really strong advancement from Ford, and that's a nice line against the grain. The door slammed shut, but Durham on a roll. Barrett goes half back. He then throws himself in to carry his teammate through the hole a little more. Pass goes awry, picked up very smartly by Parry. Durham banging on the door early here. Nottingham looking desperately to defend. And held up.
Yeah, that's superb defence. Off a quick turnover, they've done well to defend there, but I thought Durham were in the corner there.
Well, the problem here is how far can this goal line drop go?
Yeah, you're seeing increasing amount of teams having a strike play off this first phase drop goal. So interested to see if Durham have got anything here.
Well, interestingly, the furthest back Durham player is Marcus Rhodes, and he's only on the Nottingham 10-metre line. And as you can see, it struggles to clear the 22. On comes Cal Grieve, second year, who got to try and 4 conversions in the win against Nottingham earlier in the season. But an error and a bit of a muddled second phase there from Durham, and a bit of relief for Nottingham.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be a big battle today at scrum time. 2 strong set pieces. It'll be really interesting to see who gets the edge today.
Just wait for the bind call for me. Yeah, both of you. Wait for the bind.
Well, Archie, I'm going to be deferring all scrum commentary to you, okay, for the remainder of the game. I think we've got front row seats here of Ali Lohman up against Mark Dormer, who's fresh off a Challenge Cup appearance for Newcastle Falcons.
Seriously impressive work from the Nottingham pack. Just the pressure was too much for the Durham tight head, and he just popped up, but that's a great scene to see.
One angle as well, both sides.
Well, Paul Westgate spoke in the build-up about the necessity to improve the set piece and what an Achilles heel it can prove if you can't secure your own ball. And you know, Durham have got one of the most feared packs going, so that's a huge shot in the arm for Nottingham so early in the game.
Yeah, 100%. It's a massive part of BUCS Super Rugby set piece, so they'll be looking to have a solid one today.
The line-out drill is good, and Nottingham get a bit of a march on as Lewis Pickford latches himself on in the armchair ride. Started every game last season, the 4th-year hooker, but he has allowed his pocket to be picked by Chris Paul, and Durham grapple it to the floor, and off goes Freddie Charles. Isaac Kayada in at first receiver, shows a softness of hands, and Harry pops up and looks to get the offload out the back door, but Ollie Walker's there to mop up the mess. I'm not looking particularly coordinated at the moment as Kayada goes route 1.
Just place it.
Get used to seeing Isaac Kayada in at that first receiver role. He's got the bulk to carry, but also a lightness of touch to distribute as well. Simpson ships it on, and there's a bit of room out on the 15-metre channel as Alex Garrett stops and starts, and the fresh is brought down just beyond the 22.
High amount of ball in play at the moment, so I'm looking for spaces in the Durham backfield, and so will Nottingham. Oh well, I think I'm going to kick now.
So Max Blinkhorn, the fresher, and you're just seeing these box kicks get held right up. Sometimes that can actually help the chase. It can be a lot more challenging, but that's another huge shot coming in on Arthur Green, the Bath man. Holly Walker just gets away from that low chop that came in from Anand. Really tricky player, Walker. Lovely tip on. Dormer to Kayada. Oh, the offloading play is a delight from Durham. Walker there, fishes out from behind his ears. And into the 22. Durham continue to attack. Rhodes.
Good work there.
They're trying to win at Hollow Drift. Barrett. Lasudlo by Pickford. Grieve. Nice from Bishop. Bit of room, bit of gas. Oh, that is a wonderful finish from Charlie Coe if he's got there.
I'm not sure he has.
Well, I think he does. The kick came in, and I was expecting a Nottingham player to be there, but suddenly it just opened up.
Just outside the 22 or 22 dropouts, your option.
I think it's gone dead. It looked like the right option, that kick, just possibly the wind took it too far.
Well, let's have a look here. This is the prime angle. Charlie Coe in pursuit.
Let's go, let's get set.
I think I'd feel quite hard done by as a Durham fan or player.
Very diplomatically put Archie. Charlie Coe will be watching that one back on the long journey back north. Probably thinking that he should have had one chalked next to his name this afternoon. So a lucky escape for Nottingham, who aren't going to hesitate, but they do knock on as Cownan gets split by two shoulders. Ford steps in, then finds Coe, who's busily working off his right wing. Charles. More work from Marcus Rhodes, the other vice-captain in the ranks, and Kayada beginning to piston his way through a few challenges. Well, lovely dummy and opening up there for Finn Baker, carrying green jerseys with him, and then he's in at first receiver. Green knocks on under the duress of the Nottingham press, but back for a penalty.
Yeah, Durham's offload game's working really well at the moment. Something they'll try and keep doing, but Nottingham need to nullify that with probably more dominance in the collision.
We're seeing the back row work very busily for Durham at the moment. Arthur Green made his Premiership debut for Bath against Leicester recently. Very big future ahead for the second year. Braden Barrett, an absolute stalwart of this Durham side and the journey they've been on for the last 4 years. And then Marcus Rhodes, who's got experience as a London Irishman as well in his young career. So a lot of talent, a lot of energy, a lot of menace out there.
I think that's really a substitute. I think Oscar Stott's on at loosehead for Durham.
Well, none of the set pieces are quite happening for Durham at the moment.
That's great pressure in the line-out from Rob Carmichael, something they've identified obviously earlier in the week. That double pod getting up and putting pressure on the hooker.
Well, the vertical box that's Leicester spotted
All forwards offside in the 10.
puts Nottingham's forwards all offside. Tricky for Blinkhorn in this wind.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but they need to do something different. It's not working, that box kit, so they're obviously going to carry harder to get out.
Turn the line, lads.
And that message should be going on or already on.
Well, there's a bit of pressure here on Chris Paul, who's best mates with Braden Barrett from their time at school in South Africa. So hopefully that sort of telepathy will help as Barrett wraps around and looks to propel the pack forward. They've got penalty advantage and they're a metre short here, Durham. Platinate jerseys queuing up outside. Pat Bishop to the toe. Is this coast time now? Yes, it is. Denied at the first attempt. Bishop and Coe combine once again, and this time it's try time for Durham.
Yeah, they were given the licence to play with that penalty advantage and executed really well. Good strike from Durham.
Well, got a bit of luck with that bounce, didn't they? But instinctive finishing from Charlie Coe, who almost scored the try of the season last week against Cardiff Met, just denied with the last gasp tackle. But you can really see the amount of zip in his heels already.
Yeah, there's been a good battle on the wing so far. Connor Moyes this side showing some good sparks so far. But yeah, that's a 1-0 down.
Well, you don't see it too often, do you? The teammate brought in to lie down and add assistance on the tee, and just the angle of the ball as well tells you that Cal Creve is looking to pump this one flat. He bananas it, but not through the upright. So Durham will have to settle for just the try, but it's the first points of the match. With 16.5 minutes gone, they lead the home side 5 points to 0. Well, the first quarter of the game almost is absolutely raced by, hasn't it?
Yeah, and despite the scoreline, I think Nottingham might be the happier of the two. That wind, as we said earlier, is going to have a big impact on the game, and already has. So I'd be looking at this from a Nottingham perspective. Can we stay within a score or two, and then we can get ahead in the second half?
Well, Ryan Sweeting rides the hit from Will Parry, and Sweeting has been one of the shining lights this season for Nottingham. Young fresher, super impressive. Packs a punch for a man of more slender stature than some of his other opponents out there. Nottingham will want to get him on the ball, and so too Jamie Annan, who gets hit by Harry Willard.
A penalty advantage.
A bit of concerted possession for Nottingham is rewarded with a penalty.
Offside. 4. That's you twice offside, okay? Yeah, offside.
I don't
2
even
times,
think a
both
kick
places, right?
to the post is an option here. I think
Offside.
it might struggle for distance with the wind, so they'll go to the corner.
Oh, look at that. I mean, it hovered and held up and almost didn't make it across the touchline there, did it?
Take the edge, lads.
You know, it was
6 man.
modest meters that Jamie Annan was trying to take, but it really is blowing a hoolie through Leicester Forest Rugby Club. But this is a great opportunity for Nottingham, and Lewis Pickford and finds his banker at the front. Needs to protect the ball this time. It was pilfered by his opposite number last time as Max Blinkhorn goes fishing in, and a penalty.
No, I was calling you and you've come in.
That's a real coach killer. Just ill discipline there when we got an opportunity to maul and then strike. So that's disappointing.
Another missed touch, but that's been batted back in field forward by Harry Simpson. And just explain, Archie, what happened there on the penalty, because a lot of people will be saying, well, the scrum half's allowed to be there, but he wasn't actually in the scrum half position from the line out, was he?
No, it was a forward in that +1 position to start the maul, and then 9 isn't allowed to advance until the maul is, or the line out's over, so the maul would have to have gone forward there. But,
expertly explained, Archie.
Let's go.
For Durham, although they have conceded a penalty from scrum time, you think the way their line-out's going, this is a bit of a blessing in disguise.
Set.
We're right up close to these two 8s colliding. And Charles gets it out in snappy fashion. A lot of shapes being offered up as Parry goes barrelling through. Distinctive in the leggings. Hayden Barrett takes 2 to fell him. Dormer, he doesn't have much time to make a decision, so he sticks his head down and takes contact. Grieve, centre last season, but he's made the 10 jersey his own this year, as Pat Bishop's sort of operating as that second distributor at fullback. Baker has a think about it, but he gets superseded by Isaac Kayada. The knock-on is gobbled up, and off go Nottingham. Wonderfully timed inside ball to Alex Garrett, almost scampering away. Durham scrambling, Nottingham knocking, sweeting, weaving back inside. But a good challenge comes in, and Durham have reorganised themselves. Hard line being offered up for a moment before Alan Lewis stepped in, the power lifter, bringing his power game. There's Rob Carmichael, England under 20 last year, but too isolated and too precise from Durham. Big penalty.
Yeah, I think Conor Moyes might be a bit annoyed. I think he was on right there and they went left, but a great turn of pace from Sammy Lee in the midfield there to make that line break.
Promising signs from Nottingham though. As we just have a look here at Sammy Lee, who won the Premiership Academy League with London Irish last year. That time pass to Garrett, who, had he got away from that final man, looked like he could have been home and hosed.
Option.
Yeah, Durham line-out's really struggling here, partly because of the wind, but also Rob Carmichael's doing a great job to put pressure on in the air, which is forcing errors.
How tall is Rob Carmichael?
He claims 6'10". He claims 6'10", so I'm not sure it's that tall, but
it's difficult to argue when you look at that height profile there as they line up.
yeah, it's certainly a good line-out option.
Huge man, involved with Leicester Tigers alongside yourself as well.
Crouch!
And that's Blinkhorn, who has been in the England 20 setup himself. Actually, he played against Bath and Oxford Uni in the warm-ups. He's kind of on first standby for the Six Nations. Well, that was looking really promising, wasn't it? And you want to get the ball into that man's hands. Conor Moyes.
Yeah, Conor's a really intelligent player as well. He runs such intelligent lines. Might not be the fastest. Well, he certainly is fast, but not the fastest. But no, his intelligence is where he gains an edge on his opponents, I think.
I wouldn't say that Conor Moyes has got a reputation for not being fast.
Well, yeah, he would have a go at me for that later, actually.
Freddie Charles, big start this for him.
I disagree with that call, unfortunately. I think Ale had Mark Dormer at loose head there.
Purple, Tim. We're on purple.
I think there's a bit of confusion between the referee.
Right, thank you. One, height and angle. We spoke about it at the last scrum. Sorry, lads. Sorry, it's a green ball. Confusing me, Tim, with blue.
Finally,
green,
justice
purple,
prevails.
green. Sorry, buddy. My bad. Green. It's one blue angle.
Is your microphone tuned into the referee's earpiece or something, Archie?
You're on the pitch.
I think justice just prevailed. The correct decision was made in the end. I would have said exactly what the referee just called there if he'd given the wrong decision.
On the edge there, lads.
Well, a bit of help coming in from his assistants, and
Lads, you got the edge.
well, another nod to the gale, isn't it? They're very, very difficult to communicate
Sorry, buddy, my bad.
out there. But Nottingham get the result that they wanted, and they go off the top and they bring a bit of energy on a nice angle from Calnan.
Advantage.
Skittling purple jerseys. Sammy Lee
Penalty
onto
advantage.
Carmichael and then blasted through for a couple of extra metres. There's penalty advantage here for Nottingham as Rory Flack advances. Blinkhorn driving the tempo, looking for Lee. Sort of like burst that first tackle. Does really well to take an extra metre. Connaughton kind of got the energy high with that big hit on Pat Bishop earlier in the game. Another angle against the grain from Kalnan. There's the Swedish international. But the forced offload is too tricky to take. And penalties compound against Durham here, and a bit of a decision. This is kickable. And you've got to think that points are going to come at a premium in this first half for Nottingham.
Yeah, it's aggressive to go to the corner, but I like it. We're doing really well in this red zone, and we need to just execute here and score.
Okay. Discipline in this area, please.
Speed of ball is so important here for Nottingham. They'll be looking to make a gain line carry, 2 good clear outs, and then pace of ball. That's our DNA to play at.
Well, for the first time, Carmichael is missed, but fortunately Connaughton's there. Blinkhorn feeds Pickford.
Not releasing.
But the penalty surrendered by Nottingham.
Yeah, tackle was complete.
Huge frustration, got up to go again, but judged to have been held on the floor.
Yeah, especially with this win, once you're in, you've got to stay in and score. So they'll be frustrated at that.
Durham having to weather a real storm here from Nottingham at the moment. And they're not in the clear just yet because Chris Paul and his throw is under pressure, does so well to find Finn Baker there. And Durham maul. Durham swirl.
Stand by Purple, play on. Play through.
Durham get the ball to Mike Ford. Steps inside, finds an offload under pressure, and Grieve spots a bit of room. Moyes brought in, Sweeting, looking for a bit of help, and while Nottingham blatantly going off their feet there.
I might be a bit frustrated there if I was a Nottingham player. Durham guys done me to come in there. Usually they get given or just let go there, but not this time.
Shot call, lads.
You spotted a bit of matadoring, did you?
I did, yeah. Possibly with my green tinted glasses on.
Well, this is an ambitious call from Durham and Cal Grieve. He's been kicking supremely well all season.
Did you have green there, Tim? I was sort of similar sort of time, and I was just.
It speaks to how well Nottingham have been defending set piece. Usually you'd see Durham kick to the corner, try and maul you over, but I'd take this as a positive from Nottingham's perspective.
Lads.
And the flags don't go up. So no points to add to the Durham ledger, but I guess if you look at it, Nottingham are back in their 22 and they're back drop kicking into this fierce win. So it's kind of a shot to nothing, isn't it? Because you get the territory still.
Yeah, that's a good point. They'll probably end up where they might have had a line out. So yeah.
Rhodes. Kayada tipped on to Rhodes, and then Kayada comes looping round the back. He's grappling with Alan Lewis. Grieve. Nice hard carry from Parry. Arthur Green. Durham are going to their strengths, the back row, and Kayada prominent. There's the captain. But still, they're not across that 10-metre line as Alan Lewis was incredibly close. Fist ball, cuts everyone out, brings in Charlie Coe. You got to watch that man, and Alex Garrett does so. Well, Kayada is in at first receiver more often than Cal Grieve at the moment. But here is the standoff who feeds his captain, and Connaughton is throwing himself around with real abandon at the moment. Finn Baker next to be chopped down, and there's a little bit of space on this short side, and that tackle had to be made on Freddie Charles.
That's a superb defensive set, and you can hear by the Nottingham bench they're extremely pleased with that. Great discipline showed through those phases, because Durham went high phase. Usually you're looking at line breaks there, but superb defence. Been really impressed with Kayada so far from a Durham perspective. He's offering that big ball carrying threat, but also a skill set with the tips and the inside balls, really giving Nottingham's defence something to think about.
Yeah, he's had a tough old time at Durham, really blighted by injury. Ankle, the most recent ailment, and they're really hoping that, well, for their sake and for his sake, he can get a good run of games. And he's certainly showing up for the Palatinate in this first half. That's a nice pop, blind round the corner, bringing Flack on.
Looks formed.
Another fizz ball wide, and tell you what, there's space here for Nottingham, and a little bit of jinking feet takes them up to the halfway line. Sweeting launches himself in to secure the ball, but that's a little bit loose and messy. Connaughton there again, but the knock-on had already come. And what do you feel, Archie? 5-0, you know, there's still a fair bit of meat on this first half, but were it to remain sort of around this scoreline, do you think Nottingham are going to be happy heading in?
Yeah, certainly. Probably disappointed not to be on the scoreboards themselves, but 5 points with this wind. I said earlier it could be a 15-point wind. I still think that you can gain so much territory with this wind, and it's so hard to get out, as we've seen with Nottingham. So yeah, I think they'll be pleased.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Well, the scrum has been an immense source of assurance for Nottingham, and that ball behind Bishop is not what the fullback wanted. The Durham backline cutting a frustrated figure at the moment, just lacking a bit of the cohesion.
Yeah, it's been a great scrum battle so far as well. Nottingham, I'd say, have the edge, and now it's whether they can dominate there. They're probably not too used to going forward as they have done, so it's going to be important next few sets how they're going to go.
Bind!
Wow.
Set!
A prime piece of attacking real estate here. Centre field, big blind side to work with, and they go to the loaded side on the left. Skipped out to Sweeting, who again belies his diminutive stature in punching that initial hole. Connaughton brought in, game-winning try v Bath last season. I wonder, does he have a big moment to play? And Moyes found himself offside, and Walker isn't hesitating, but the offload to Parry isn't into the breadbasket, and Nottingham aren't hanging around for any discussion about whose ball it is.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Moyes showing his intelligence there. So easy to make a tackle there or try and get involved, but disciplined decision to not interact with the ball there.
Well, interesting that Conor Moyes being congratulated on a good decision there, knew he was offside, and was just sort of in and around the atmosphere. It was an odd little passage of play there between the two wingers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely strange, but from Paul's perspective, he'll be very happy with that. Don't give Durham game line and territory.
Sammy Lee has been busy in the 7 jersey in this first half, and Nottingham go jagging back to that short side, a pop off the floor from Carmichael, and Sweeting accelerates into contact again. Carmichael, he's in at first receiver now, and Cownan does very, very well to pick his way through a mass of purple bodies. Bit of a juggle from Harry Simpson.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Cormac Cownan. Offered a real go-forward threat in attack and offered a great edge to Nottingham's attack so far.
Nottingham with penalty advantage and being awarded it. Just a high shot. Doesn't sound like there was much malice in it, but there could be a conversation about the number of penalties.
Right.
Oh, that is some touch finder.
On the line, yeah.
Jamie Annan pins Nottingham into the corner. A gilt-edged opportunity for a try to close this first half, Archie.
That's just what you want to see as a front row, right in the corner. Nothing worse than your 10 putting on the 22.
Carmichael had to be at the front. The lighthouse sent up and delivering a bit of light, a bit of hope here for Nottingham, for the green and gold, who pour all of those jerseys into the effort. They creak and they drop and they score. A truly team effort driven across the whitewash, and Nottingham are level.
Yeah, superb maul set, unbelievable, and even see some of the backs joining in, pushing with their hands, so always great to see. I'm not sure how much they're adding, but yeah, well done to them.
Well, Archie, just reward for the fearlessness with which Nottingham have approached this first half, because they could have gone into their shells, you know, with the wind that they're having to fight against, and they turned down the 3 points earlier in the half. They went to the corner again, and this time they've been rewarded, and Jamie Annan has an opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah, I'd say fair reflection of the first half. It's been an even battle, but with this win, Nottingham will be looking to kick on and win this game.
The mightiest of conversions from the right boot of Jamie Annan, held up in the sky, but with just enough juice to send Nottingham into the lead in the dying embers of this first half.
It's great notes, James Cherry, staying humble as the water boy as well.
They're all back, all backwards.
Well, job number one when you scored a try is deal with the kickoff. And Nottingham haven't done so particularly cleanly. Sammy Lee goes pirouetting out of a few challenges and has done remarkably well. Nottingham, they have carried it in, so they can't kick the ball out on the full. So Durham will get one last opportunity to strike here. Rhodes tackled low and hard by Pickford.
No, good lad, good lad.
Gallardo, one of the standouts in this first half, and he was at the bottom of a ruck that is given Durham an eminently kickable penalty.
Yeah, slightly frustrating. You're looking to get out there, be a bit more disciplined, don't give Durham an easy shot. Yeah, disappointing.
Yeah, but listen, if you target the ball and you come above the sternum, that's your problem, not mine, all right, yeah? They're only DLVs, but it's because of the number of them now, okay? Yeah, all right, fair dues. It's the laws, isn't it? Stay alive, boys.
This time, Calgary splits the poles and Durham head into the lead with the slenderest of leads at half-time. It is Nottingham 7, Durham 8.
I tried talking him off it, but...
Yeah, I'd say a fair reflection of that first half. Great physical battle up front and some skills from the back shown as well. It's just going to be a battle in that second half of territory, I think. If Nottingham can play in the right areas for enough of the time, I think they should win it. But never always, Durham are always in the fight.
Well, 7-8 at half-time means there's not too many try-lights to show you, but certainly an absorbing contest, and it was Durham who opened that scoring at the second time of asking a try disallowed that may well have been Charlie Coe's, but he came bouncing back and he was set up once again by the boot of Bishop, and Coe was awarded the score on this occasion. Nottingham turned down points at the polls in that half, didn't come away with points, but at long last, finally, with a couple of minutes on the clock, it took nearly all 15 of them, but they got across the line. And with a glorious conversion from Jamie Annan that followed, Nottingham looks like they could be heading into the half-time huddles in the lead, but Calgary stepped up and cannoned a penalty through the uprights with the last kick of the half, and with that, Durham lead here at Leicester Forest Rugby Club, 8 points to 7. Right, Archie and I are going to head off and try and find a hot water bottle from someone, and in the meantime you can enjoy some content from the University of Nottingham and also see what we have in store for you with BUCS Big Wednesday.
Away a goal, it's in. Oh, that is a lovely strike. It's crossed to the hole and one.
Welcome to the University of Nottingham. Welcome to BUCS Big Wednesday, powered by New Balance. 114 teams from 25 institutions competing across 16 sports, 6 venues.
Here we go. We are underway.
We're now in for the big one. The championship final is coming your way.
Big game then for both of these two teams. Let's see which way it will go.
Welcome to BUCS TV.
Has a man down the field, open in the middle of the field. There he goes.
Oh, it might go in, it does. What an excellent goal that is.
Here comes Rogers, chops it and puts it down.
Strike, and that is in the back of the net. The Blacks are ready. 14 points to 10.
They can right foot it all the way in, and that's 1-0.
Wow! Nottingham won it at the death. Gonna go into the end zone again.
But one more time, your champions.
The champions are Nottingham.
The University of London lift the trophy once again.
What a
performance it was today.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
The sweat. The passion.
The thrill.
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
But it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
Question is, how are you going to leave your legacy?
Well, welcome back, everybody. Lucky old players getting to head inside for their half-time, whilst you and I, Archie, we've been stoically riding it out up here on the gantry.
Yeah, it's slightly cold up here, but we won't do too much more complaining.
But your cockles have got to be rather warm, because 1 point lead for Durham, but with this win, would it be fair to say that Nottingham are in kind of pole position to win this if they use the win smartly?
Yeah, I'll be looking at my game leaders to put us in the right areas with this wind. 9, 10, Jamie and Max Blinkhorn, kick us in the right areas, and then force Durham out or to make mistakes and get out.
Time's on.
Pat Bishop hangs one in that wind, and it's really contestable, and there's purple jerseys hounding after it. Chris Paul is first to the break of the bounce. Off goes Harry Willard, who is a back row by trade, but he's been capped by Japan 20s at lock in the World Cup last year. Nice out the back from Mike Ford, but no one was there to collect it. Durham maintained possession, and Charles with a little dummy. Off goes Charlie Go. Durham have got a spring in their step early in this second half. Rhodes greeted with real muscle, and Kayada swats away a defender disdainfully. Big energy from both sides as Willard gets forklifted back. Paul surrenders the penalty as Durham go off their feet, and a huge roar goes up from the Nottingham bench.
Yeah, Nottingham will be really happy with that first defensive set. Their physicality hasn't dropped post half time, and look, it's rewarded with a penalty straight away.
A truly crunch time of the season, irrespective of what part of the table you populate. Nottingham coming into this night position, played 12-1-2, with just a point ahead of Swansea and a solitary point behind Cardiff in that basement battle. Whilst for Durham, they're in third. They're looking, as Cy Cully said, to be leading that pack of teams who are trying to hunt down Exeter. They've only lost 4 all season, and they're just 3 points behind Hartbury in second. But on the basis of the opening 42 minutes, Archie, there's very little between these sides.
Yeah, and it shows what a set piece can do. Nottingham set piece has drastically improved, and they've probably had a bit of an edge in that first half, and it levels the playing field massively. And now we're looking to kick on here and get the win.
Oh, he's just sauntering off there, the number 3, and there's no doubt about it, the 23-year-old from Sweden, who only months ago was scoring his first international try in the Rugby Europe trophy for Sweden, has had a profound impact on the solidity of this scrum. Imagine if both of you were in there, Archie. That'd be a fearsome little front row.
Yeah, I'd quite like to scrummage with him on the other side. It'll make it a whole lot easier.
Little being the wrong choice of word there, as O'Byrne picks up, and Cormac Calnan seems to always deliver meters. Off goes Harry Simpson, who's playing on his home pitch. He is a Leicester Forest man, where he started his rugby journey. It's his first start for the first team, after a couple of eye-catching bursts against Hartbury from the bench. Only played 2 minutes against Swansea because he got a yellow card.
Yeah, Durham getting some great reward from turnovers. Their back row being really industrious in that area, so Nottingham need to improve on their breakdown work.
Well, Freddie Charles learning, just as Max Blinkhorn did in the early exchanges of the first half, that boxing into this wind is no small feat. Nottingham have possession. Connaughton spent much of the seasons in the twos, gets a first start for the first team this season, and he's really showing up. Another good carry from Flack, who sort of rides his way through for an extra metre. Sweeting, driven back.
I think I'd like to see Nottingham turn to the boot soon. They're losing gay line, although they could be on here.
Well, they get outside the defence, and maybe it's free here for Connaughton if he can pin his ears back. Basketball pass back inside to Garrett. Great adventure from Nottingham. Sammy Lee comes careering onto the ball. 7 on 7 as Braden Barrett gets cleared out. Alan Lewis.
It's available.
Carmichael. Well, Simpson needed to be wiser to that offload there. He's always looking for that slingshot ball off the floor. As Simpson might have got away with an extra roll there. Tell you what, if they can get this wide, Nottingham, they've got green jerseys queuing up, and they do so. Sweeting drops it on the boot, just as Bishop did in the first half. Also Burn to chase it, but Durham are there first.
Yeah, not a bad option. Probably it was a bounce of a ball away from being a try, but as we saw in the first half, this goal line dropout is far from ideal for a Durham perspective.
Nicely worked by Nottingham there, Archie, but as you said, they've got to be pinning the corners with the kicks with this win behind them. Blinkhorn slings it to Connaughton. Steps inside. Lohman, who's got an engine as well as a frame on him, galloping into the tackle of Barrett. Really well gathered by Anand. Devil of a ball bouncing around there in the midfield.
Stop.
Simpson. Connaughton. Flack. Access denied.
No. Keep it quiet, lads.
Great effort from Paul. Lucky to not be rewarded. Drop goal. And Pat Bishop collects. There could be a little bit of opportunity out wide here. Brilliant defensive read. Harley Walker, the one to catch it just at the moment of impact. And Nottingham rewarded with a penalty.
Yeah, that drop goal attempt from Jamie Anand actually worked out as a territorial sort of kick, so yeah, worked well for Nottingham. I'm not sure he meant it though, but big collision from Connor Moyes. I think I'd give him credit for that. Turnover, partial credit at least. You stop the momentum of Durham and get Nottingham ready to get off the line and make that tackle and turnover.
Partial credit, not the fastest. Is there a bit of beef between you and Connor Moyes that we should know about, Archie?
Yeah, no, Connor and I are good friends, so I think I can slag him off if I want.
Well, here we go. Last time Nottingham launched Rob Carmichael up at the front on 5 metres. It delivered a try. Sammy Lee might just do it all on his own. Desperate stuff from Durham as they repel the open side at the last gasp. Cluster of green jerseys colliding with Palatinate ones. Difficult to know what's going on in there as Nottingham weave round the corner. Another pick and another smash from the Durham defence.
It's on wide here for Nottingham if they want it.
They continue to lay siege from close range. The big Swede! 6'5", 130 kilos and a taste for tries. Ali Lohman takes Nottingham into the lead.
Fantastic patience from the unruck pack. I'm very pleased that didn't go out wide and it was a forwards try. Nothing short of what they deserve. I think they've been really physical in those exchanges with the Durham pack. I think they've dominated the Durham pack in those exchanges, and yeah, a really skillful try there from Ali Lohman actually.
Well, what a man to have joined the green and gold ranks. Here for one term and one term only. Nottingham are enjoying him while they can.
No, you can't do that. You're not part of the team, no. Sorry. Yeah, I've got that.
Jamie Anand is going to have to do this alone because the T carrier can't support the ball. It has to be a player from the pitch, but it matters not because Jamie Anand's radar is red hot. Nottingham have 2 converted tries and they lead Durham 14 points to 8 here with half an hour to go.
Are we good? Yeah? Time's on your time, we're good, yeah?
Durham are going to have to mount this mini comeback without their captain because Braden Barrett has left the field. I think it was always the intention for him to be on managed minutes as he comes back from a groin injury, and these 40 pitches particularly unforgiving as well. In his place is Johnny Smith, the Queen's Academy contracted man. Durham have got work to do. What a hit on Marcus Rhodes. Thunderous from Cormac Cowden. Kayada next to have a green body flung at him. So much hunger about the way that Nottingham are defending at the moment. And a big read as well on Grieve. Max Pepper's on, and that kick's worked out really well for Co.
Offside lines in the middle, lads.
Gear shift from Durham. Another jolting shot, this time on Johnny Smith. Mighty defence from Nottingham and yielding the penalty.
Yeah, superb turnover from Connor O'Byrne. That's his second of the day. He's a real threat at the breakdown, but credit to Rob Carmichael as well for that drop tackle. Some massive collisions going in the midfield. Really great to see.
I'll shoot that one, yeah?
Well, Max Pepper,
6 lads.
the England Sevens player, is on really an outstanding talent, so much pace. He's been the starting scrum half all season, and it's clearly a sign. Durham need one of their main men to step up here because they're under huge amounts of pressure from this supercharged Nottingham side who've got the wind in their sails and in their backs as well. Connaughton. Outstanding turnover. So good from Chris Paul. They need big plays like that right now.
Let it come on the floor, lads, both teams.
Yeah, definitely big collision and big turnover. Superb work on in the breakdown.
All right, mate. 1 and 3, you're changing at the line up. On the line, Green. Green, you got a line. 1 and 3. Four. 4. Get in.
Paul finds his man. And Durham just about crunch it into second gear. Sheer round the side, and they keep them all together nicely as well. Nottingham
That's once. He's broke away now.
sort of regather, and they've done really very well indeed. Mike Ford loses his footing, regathers, and then Greaves onto the ball. Pepper finds Grieve. He finds space, and he finds the touchline.
Yeah, good option there. Durham showing how they're going to get back into this game. They're going to have to maul and carry hard. And that's the territory they've gained from that.
And a special moment here as well, a milestone for Hamish Murray, his 50th appearance for Durham. True club man. It takes some doing, accruing 50 BUCS Super Rugby appearances. That's pretty much playing nigh on every game for 3 years, and not many achieve the feat, but today Hamish Murray does so. And he'll be looking to have a big impact on the outcome of this match for his Palatinate brothers.
We're good to go, or?
Yeah, special milestone, especially as a front row. You've always got to give credit to that. 50 appearances in BUCS Super Rugby. Yeah, great achievement.
Just a brief pause for some attention
Watches
to
off, please.
second-year Connor O'Byrne.
Lads, numbers, please.
Quietly been going about his business in the 8 jersey. And he may just be called on to carry off the back of this line-out. Carmichael, unrivaled in the skies here in the Midlands this afternoon. Big clearance all the way across the halfway line. Pat Bishop bounces off his right and gets stopped in his tracks. These missiles are just not missing at the moment as Rhodes speed bumps over a Nottingham defender. In comes Ford. Here's Will Parry. And the frustration is writ large across not just Parry, but Durham's faces.
Yeah, probably an uncharacteristic error there, showing what Nottingham's defence is doing. That line speed is really putting pressure on that ball carrier.
Will Parry, very interesting summer. He was one of these young sort of apprentice players that went over to train with England during the World Cup. He went over in the week in the build-up to the Japan game, so he spent his week sort of mimicking the style in which the Japanese team played their rugby. An incredible experience for him. Contracted at Bath, but having a torrid day here today, and for the first time the scrum is torrid for Nottingham, and Max Pepper isn't hanging around. Well, hint almost of losing control there on the floor as Rhodes thinks wisely of not sending the ball with any width. Instead he carries, instead he brings on Will Parry. Oscar Stock.
Move to clear.
England students last year. Finn Baker has been busy in the second row. Grieve looking inside to Walker. That's an intelligent kick. Purple jerseys chasing within 10, and it could be a try for Mike Ford. Brilliant vision. And the pace to match from the inside centre. Durham are right back in this.
Max Pepper there adding a bit of dynamism to the Durham attack, perhaps something that they've lacked in that first half, but yeah, great opportunistic kick and a good finish as well.
Well, it's not the first time that Nottingham have been caught short at the back there. Do you think that that's something that they've identified in the week?
Possibly, yeah. It's now up to Nottingham to see that and put a man back there or nullify that threat.
That'll be the fourth year's last contribution to the game.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
He's headed off, and
I didn't get a chance
that last contribution created this potentially valuable contribution for Cal Greaves' right boot. Booms off the laces and just sails across the face, held up by that wind. So Nottingham still in the lead. but eroded down to 1, 14-13, with a quarter of the match and a bit of change left to play.
We're going left. Left.
Brilliant game, Archie.
Yeah, very exciting. I think the collisions have been brilliant from both sides, actually. It's always great to see a physical edge about it.
Well, play stopped, presumably for an injury here.
I heard a crack and something, so I'm just a bit wary with these pitches, so stop them. Have we got? Yeah.
A false alarm, but
We've got some changes
very watchful from the officials, and it's kind of the way you want it to be. Changes being run for Nottingham here. 16, 17, 18, 19. Michael Cancel, Finn McIntosh, Fred Maher, and Ben Glanville, who was a destructive presence against Hartbury in that narrow loss. And the departure of Ali Lohman, the big Swede, who's delivered on all the hype today, hasn't he, Archie?
Yeah, he's been superb. Set piece predominantly, but he's also carried well and been a presence around the park, but that set piece is his primary job, and he's certainly done that today.
Big moment here with a quarter of the match remaining. Fresh front row, one that's been so assured against this Durham pack to this point. And standing up well again, Michael Rhodes gets tackled low. That's how you got to take a man of those dimensions.
It's going to be tough for Durham to get out here, so Nottingham needs to be really disciplined and not give him an easy out.
Wonderful contestable kick.
Playing advantage.
Collision of bodies. I think both were going for it. Oh, that is a shot right there on Connor Moyse. Question marks over the height. It was very upright, wasn't it?
17.
Yeah, that's been probably Durham's fourth of the day high tackle, and that might be penalised for that. Poor ill discipline there from Oscar Stott.
So Durham lose their England student prop, and they are reduced to 14 for the next 10 minutes.
Lads, really slow the height, okay?
Connor Moyse in good shape, and Harry Simpson just receiving a bit of attention, having fallen awkwardly on what looked like a fair contest in the air with Ollie Walker.
Yeah, Oscar Stott probably from not his fault, but an accumulation of those high tackles of that new tackle height law, which we're all still adapting to at this level.
A big 10 minutes ahead for Nottingham, and a big throw for Michael Cancel. He's playing Scottish age groups all the way up from 16s to 20s. It slips through the grasp of Carmichael, but fortunately Fred Maher's there. For himself, he's lost the contracted. Carmichael with the engine of an Energizer Bunny today. Wow, the green jerseys are flashing round left for a second, but instead the big machine Glanville goes. Nice start from Blinkhorn.
Take a step, lads.
Again, the fringes proving fruitious. Glanville can't squeeze the pass away.
That's a great defensive read there. It was on wide, but a brilliant hit.
Maher. A few injuries this season, just feeling his way back into form. Carmichael, no such worries. He is in fine form.
Penalty advantage.
And Nottingham have the penalty advantage. driving hard at these fringes. Durham struggling to reorganise themselves and fill the holes. A thunderous shoulder comes in, but it's not enough to deny the green and gold. And the man who deserves it most, Cormac Cownan.
Yeah, he's deserved that all day. He's carried so hard today and hit so hard in defence. Superb line run there, and got his deserved try, and hopefully, well, from a green and gold perspective, that could be the win.
He has been so destructive on that line against the grain all afternoon. No Freddie Vaughan, no Barney Horbury because he's away on a skiing holiday. Cormac Cownan. A virtuoso performance in the 12 jersey this afternoon, and rewarded justly with a try that's been converted by Anand, his easiest of the day. And Nottingham lead by 8 and a clear score. Pepper tries to skirt around the outside. No half back. Hamish Murray onto the ball. Grieve feeds Harry Willard. Nice delayed ball to Parry. He's beginning to grow into the game. He's had a bit of a frustrating afternoon, and well, we could be levelling things up 14-all here.
No, there's numbers outside, all right?
Alex Garrett, I think, can breathe a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, I feel a lucky man there. Possibly a line break, so it could have been a yellow, but not spotted by the referee.
Green, 18.
The penalty
19.
is sufficient to send Durham into the 22 for the first time in some time.
5.
Josh Naftalin, the master's student who joined from Newcastle Uni, crossed the border from black to Palatinate, finds his man at the front on latches Arthur Green, who's found himself all alone there, and there's a few Nottingham tentacles almost infiltrating the ball. But instead, Pepper is asking Johnny Smith to carry, and he does so. Almost the jackling jaws clamping down, but Connaughton's off his feet. Max Pepper driving that tempo. He's really beginning to dictate the way things are going for Durham, and that's a huge bullocking run from Finn Baker. Another drive by Durham, and the thumbs go up from the assistant. They strike back almost immediately. And it's their Bath man, Arthur Green, who muscles his way across the line. And again, Durham drag themselves back into the game.
Yeah, great finish, great fight. Nottingham might feel quite lucky there. They might have had someone in the sin bin for not retreating 10 off the penalty, yeah, so they might almost take conceding that try there.
Hasn't been Cal Greaves' day from the tee thus far. And he came as close as could be from that attempt, a glance from the assistants, but no dice. And the Nottingham lead is 3. And you just feel there's a few more swings of the pendulum in this with 13 minutes remaining. A modest crowd in here, but there's just the sense that everybody is gripped by this game. And the pressure applied from the chase from Nottingham. sees them deep into the Durham half. Will Bailey is on at half-back for Nottingham, and the welcome return as well, wearing 20, and the unmistakable shock of blonde hair, Caelan Stanton as well.
Yeah, we're really impressed with Rory Flack today. He's hit real hard in defence and carried really hard in attack. Can't really ask for much more.
Well, Caelan Stanton has sort of been repurposed as a number 8 this season, but he's in the row, and that's a hell of an engine room now with him and Carmichael, and Stanton gets his hands on the ball early, and he's roaring his pack and their assistants from the back division to carry him into the 22, which they do. Connaughton, who has been everywhere today, finds himself poached.
6 holding.
And Durham are rising to the fore at the breakdown right now.
Yeah, that's how they're getting back in this game. Credit to them, they've been really good over that ball. Once again though, that's a short kick, but into such a galing wind.
4 man, 4. 9.
Carmichael in there disrupting again, but Naftalin, the first to react. Pepper. Here's Harry Reid.
Let it come!
Just his second BSR appearance for Durham. What a big 10 minutes there is for him, wearing 23. Harry Willard, he's got through a mountain of work. And it's opening up here for Durham. And the intercept attempt drops. That one considerably more legitimate than the last.
Yeah, they'll be happy there. Durham had numbers on the edge. Possibly a bit unfortunate not to get to the sideline. It's a massive scrum coming up now. I'm not sure who's at loose head for Durham, but Durham will be looking to get a penalty advantage at least here.
Well, Mark Dormer returns to the field, because let's not forget that Durham are still only with 14 men on the field. So they sacrifice a player so they can have a full and competitive front row. And they're in reverse, but they fish the ball out quick enough so that Harry Reid can try and manipulate the defence into Ben Mohamed's hands. Pepper skipping through tackle. Stanton just about scrags him. Durham looking as rhythmic as they've done all game. Beginning to sense that a bit of momentum is going their way. Delayed ball into the ongoing Curran Maguire. Reid. Oh, inside ball to Dormer, who charges on through. Durham deep in the heart of the Nottingham 22 now. Parry looking to manipulate the defence himself, but again Stanton's there. Pepper goes back to the short side, long ball misses everybody out, looking for Green again. Oh, big shots colliding in. Pepper again spots a bit of room, but the door's slammed shut. This time, Johnny Smith's repelled. Some tired-looking bodies for Nottingham in their defence, but Durham keep on coming. The Palatinate waves continue to crash on the Nottingham shores. Slick hands and a Durham in. Yes, they are! The replacement fresher, Ben Mohamed, in for a try that takes the lead in the closing 10 minutes.
Yeah, really well worked from Durham. They went high phase and was patient in that break, in that red zone, and paid off.
Well, Max Pepper has had a profound impact since coming on at half-back. He has just accelerated the speed of the Durham attack.
Yeah, he's offering a run option as well, which always makes it difficult for a defence. You don't know where to get off the line, but yeah, he's been really impressive since he's come on.
Got 8 at the kick-off.
A bonus point try, no less, as well for Durham. So they're guaranteed a point to take back north. What a time this would be for Cal Grieve to slot his first conversion of the afternoon. And again, it sails across the face. So Nottingham now trail by 2. We've seen a drop goal attempt already this half. I wonder, does something quite so dramatic lay in store for us this afternoon as Durham commit the cardinal sin of allowing the ball to bounce on the kickoff, and Caelan Stanton gets upended in his attempt to steal it from Green. That's a meaningful carry from Naftalin. He's looked really dynamic since coming on at hooker. Max Pepper takes plenty of time, and too much time because Rob Carmichael's there to charge down, but it might just work out for Durham as Ollie Walker stretches his leg and pins his ears back. Boot to ball and finds a green jersey defending in the backfield. Long way to go here for Nottingham, but they have plenty of time. Michael Cantle barrels across the halfway line just about.
First man. 16 holding.
And again, Durham dominant at the breakdown.
Yeah, that's been their in this half. They've been excellent, that back row and that back 5 actually. Yeah, slightly disappointed from a Nottingham perspective.
Lads,
for those
I'll let you know when there's 2 minutes left, okay?
People in the breakdown probably failing to get rid of him.
Under 5 minutes remaining.
How's you, okay? 5, lads.
Another change to Nottingham. Matty Walker, wearing 22, comes on for Ryan Sweeting in the centres. Nottingham, they've led for such large parts of this match, but now find themselves trailing by a pair of points with time running out, and Durham beginning to brim with confidence. Their maul creaks forward and into the 22. Nottingham can only hold them for the time being. The ball goes out to the backs and to Parry and to Reed and to the edges, to Grieve, to Walker. Walker, electric into the corner, but the assistance flag is raised.
We're marked, okay?
I thought that was it, but great cover defence from Conor Moyes, actually showing he actually has got a pair of wheels on him.
Nervous times for Nottingham, who, as things stand, with just 3 tries, were there to be another score for Durham.
Who's a 9? Yeah.
A converted one, that is.
16, second
wouldn't
step in.
take the losing bonus point either. They have got their eyes on victory, but it slips through the grasp of Stanton. Glanville shuts down the transition ball, but here comes Johnny Smith. Durham purring. It goes out the back. There's numbers here if they can find the pass, which they do! And Will Parry may have just sealed the deal for Durham.
Yeah, turnover off line out there, and an efficient strike from Durham with a powerful ball carry there. Disappointing from a Nottingham perspective that line out didn't function.
14. 20. Let everyone know, all right?
He's kind of frustrated figure all afternoon, Will Parry. There just wasn't the fluency in the back line, and he himself, I'm sure, would put his hands up to say
lads, there's no ball.
That he was part of that clunkiness. But he's grown in this final quarter, in this final half hour, and that is a big, big try. And this kick is the biggest of the lot from Cal Grieve. This sails over. The win is secured. This sails over. Nottingham need something to take something from this match.
Score 10.
And this time, Grieve does see the ball sail through from his tee. Nottingham 21, Durham 30, a minute on the clock. This would be so cruel for Nottingham to end this battle with no match points, but they need something. Contest in the air is a little bit clumsy from Stanton as he brings down Curran Maguire.
20 in the air.
The big Leeds lad falls with a thud, but not as big as the thuds on the backs of the Palatinate jerseys, because they know that the deal is very much almost done.
Watch, that's been running, okay? There's plenty of time, okay?
Plenty of time, says the referee.
Yeah, slightly frustrating there, but I just don't think Nottingham have played to the conditions in this second half. Perhaps a bit naive to not just put it in the corner every time we got the ball, but...
Well, the Durham line out is showing no cracks right now. They claim clean ball, but they give away a penalty, and there's hope for Nottingham.
Yeah, good lads, good lads. Consistency. Offside. It's exactly the same as them in the first half. My arm was up still. It'll be where you time penalty, you've got time.
Well, we'll come to the man of the match in due course, because there is work to be done. There is hope here for Nottingham.
Let's go!
Who really, you have to say, deserve something. They have been magnificent for such large swathes of this match. It would have been unfancied when people look down the fixture list today. 3rd versus 9th, only 2 wins for the green and gold. And the win may be beyond them, but is the bonus point within grasp? The line out malfunctions at the most critical time, and it is relief, it is elation for Durham, who seal not just the match, but a try-scoring bonus point as well. And desperate disappointment and desolation for Nottingham, who'll leave with nothing. A cruel end for the hosts, but a bonus point victory full of character for Durham University. Final score here at Leicester Forest Rugby Club: Nottingham 21, Durham 30. Wow, what a game. What a game. and it's one that was nip and tuck with only a point in it at half-time and a couple of scores. But it really opened up in the second half, and there's plenty of try lights to pour over in the wake of that one. It all started with a crossfield kick from Pat Bishop, pounced upon by Charlie Coe, who was denied earlier in the half. But Nottingham rallied, and they spent plenty of time down in the Durham 22 in that opening 40. And after a little bit of help from the backs, eventually Lewis Pickford managed to burrow his way over and get Nottingham on the board and give Jamie Anand the opportunity to take the lead, which he did from the conversion. Cal Grieve closed out the half with a penalty though, and Durham led by a point heading into the half-time huddles. But Nottingham came out firing in the second half, and Cormac Cownan, who was imperious at inside centre all game, got a big try for them. But Max Pepper, who came on in the second half at scrum half, really changed the tempo of the match, and all in favour of Durham's attack. His threats around the fringes and his ability to bring on the big men created room out wide. And with tired Nottingham minds and bodies committed, it created just enough room for Ben Mohamed to charge his way across and take the most slender of leads. And with Nottingham pressing to find the win, Durham soon found themselves in the home side's 22, and Will Parry bullied his way across. The try was converted, and the game was Durham's. Archie van der Fleer, you are absolutely gutted. I can see it writ large across your face. An incredible game and incredible resolve shown by Durham, who were up against it for, the lion's share of that.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Durham just showed a bit more nous in that second half. They played to the conditions a bit better. They carried well in that second half, and they were really effective at the breakdown, and that gave them an in into the game. And Nottingham will be disappointed because that game was there for them to win, but not their day. But a good performance, and that's something you can build on. So disappointment, but also there's something there to work on.
Archie, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you join us on CoComs. You, sir, are welcome back anytime, as are you, our viewers. But we're not done and dusted just yet. We are going to have a look at what's coming up for Big BUCS Wednesday, and I'm going to dive down to the pitch and we're going to grab a moment with Durham winning coach Cy Cully, and also the player of the match, and also a special presentation for a man who's hit a milestone today.
Away a goal, it's in. Oh, that is a lovely strike. It's crossed to the hole and one.
Welcome to the University of Nottingham. Welcome to BUCS Big Wednesday, powered by New Balance. 114 teams from 25 institutions competing across 16 sports, 6 venues.
Here we go. We are underway.
We're now in for for the big one. The championship final is coming your way.
Big game then. Both of these two teams. Let's see which way it will go.
Welcome to BUCS TV.
Has a man down the field, open in the middle of the field. There he goes.
Oh, it might go really good. What an excellent goal that is.
Here comes Rogers, chucks it and puts it down.
Big strike, and that is in the back of the net. The Fletcher ends, 14 points to 10.
They can right foot it all the way in, and that's 1-0.
Wow! Nottingham won it at the dead. Gonna go into the end zone again.
But one more time, your champions.
The champions are Nottingham.
The University of Leicester lift the trophy once again.
What a performance it was today.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
Sweat. The passion.
The thrill?
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
But it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
Question is, how are you going to leave your legacy?
Okay, welcome to pitchside, and such was the drama there at the end. We actually didn't get a chance to award our player of the match, but I can tell you that Archie van der Fleer chose you, Isaac Kayada, for your performance out there today. So congratulations on being player of the match. How was it?
Well, firstly, thanks, Archie. Yeah, it was tough. I was just saying it's a pretty fast and wide track, so it was hard on the lungs, if I'm being honest, but I think the boys today really dug deep. I think that the message at the end in the huddle was that was a huge 1 through 23 shift, and from my opinion, that's exactly what it was. I think we had a massive impact from the bench, and luckily we all clung together when times got tough, and we pulled out a victory.
Did you ever think that that game was lost at any stage?
No, I really don't think you can. I think it's one of those where it's a bit of a cliche, but you can't stop till the whistle goes. I think as a squad, we've kind of got that mentality where it's got to be foot down till the 80th minute, and then you just got to keep going, as I say, until the ref blows it. I think kind of this game's a testament to that, and our mindset as a squad is that even when we're up against the wall, we've got that kind of inner grit to just keep on going.
I'd say for a lot of people who are tuning in from home, or they keep an eye on the league, they'd look at the table and think, right, Durham in third, Nottingham down in ninth. This is going to be, easy street for Durham, but they caused you so many problems out there today. What was it like coming up against their attack, and also I thought their defence looked pretty ferocious as well, I've got to say.
100%. I think that they were getting off the line in D massively. They put in some huge shots, and I think for us, we kind of had to just quickly identify, right, we've got to just change that point of contact, and we started to try and do that throughout the game. Naturally, there were bits where it didn't really pay off, but and then their attack was fast. That they were playing both sides of the pitch. Speaking to them before, they were saying that they love this track because of how wide and quick it is. So for us, naturally, that was a massive challenge in D. But I think, again, kind of testament to the squad and our mindset. You know, we fronted up. There were some points where we were under some serious strain, but luckily we clambered together and strung out a good performance.
And for you, Isaac, as I know that you've had some real troubles with injury and you haven't had as much game time as you would have liked on your Durham journey. So for you to be out there playing such a significant role, it must feel great.
You're right, injury is never ideal, but I think, as I say, being part of this squad is massive, and it is more than just a rugby game, kind of, you know, as again, the cliche like brotherhood gets thrown around quite liberally, but for us, I think my experience at Durham, that's one thing I'll take from it massively, that we are a band of brothers, and I think that shows in these sort of games where we are up against it, we can all come together and say, right, lads, we're doing this for the person to your left, person to your right, let's put in that performance and see what we can get.
Love that. I'll let you get back with the band of brothers and start celebrating. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Your player of the match. We're going to bring in Sai Carly. Sai, come on in, please. Is there any sweat there? Any sweat there from, you know, that game that you've just been through, that emotional roller coaster?
Emotional roller coaster, just a bit. It was a very long way down before we eventually came back up. It was I think my heart rate's slowly going back down, but it's not going to do my blood pressure much good.
What's your appraisal of that game then?
Oh, I thought Nottingham were outstanding. I think I said to you the other day, look, there's no easy games in this league, and you can look at the league and go, oh, it's 3rd versus 9th, or it's 1st versus 10th, or it's whatever it is, 4th versus 7th. And anyone can beat anyone on their day. That's an outstanding team with an outstanding coach. Their work rate was unbelievable. The speed they got off the line, the double shots, the way they made us work. That's a team that's playing for each other, and I think you've got to pay massive credit to Nottingham and everything they've brought today.
It was incredible. But I mean, what was incredible was a truly 80-minute performance from your lads. What part of that victory pleases you the most?
I think it's a 23-man performance. I think what the impact that all 8 guys made off the bench, they never gave up. They never thought, oh, this isn't our day, and just checked out. They came back swinging, and they kept firing shots, and eventually we managed to find a way through against a really, really resilient team. So for me, the highlights the fact it's a 23-man performance, and the bench made an impact.
You've got a hell of a run coming up to close out your season. You've got 3 home games, but they are Exeter, Loughborough and Hartpury, and you've got a couple on the road. Do you think a game like that, sort of going through the mill emotionally, having to go to the well, is going to stand your boys in good stead heading into those?
Yeah. I think if you're going in battle hardened, it's always a bonus. You know, we definitely looked a little bit off the boil last week. I think you could tell we hadn't played for a while. It's taken us a while to get going today. We need to carry that last 10 minutes into the first 10 minutes next week, because if you go in soft against Exeter, you're going to be in big trouble real quick. We've beaten them the last couple of years at Hollow-Drift, so they'll come firing shots, and we need to meet and exceed their energy.
That is a big one. That's going to be big at Hollow-Drift, isn't it?
It's always big at Hollow-Drift, mate.
It's always cold at Hollow-Drift. That's for sure.
It was dry last week for the first time in about 3 years.
I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. Well, look, you guys have clinched a bonus point victory in the end. You know, probably went the hard way round at times, but what an incredible performance. And with incredible performance come incredible men, and there's a big milestone that we'd like to mark as well. We got you here, Stu, team manager, to come and present to Hamish Murray. Come on, Hamish. 50 appearances in the Palatinate, and an opportunity for you guys to say a few words about Hamish here live on the stream to all the Durham fans tuning in.
Well done, Hamish. Unbelievably well deserved. You've been a champion for Durham for a long time now, and it's your hard work and your sacrifice and your diligence to being an excellent teammate, an excellent club man that's earned this. So well done.
Well done.
Congratulations, Hamish. Thank you very much, chaps. I will let you head off to the change rooms and also get on the bus for a reasonable time home as well for the first time in a while. Okay, cheers, boys. Right, there you have it, guys. Best league in the land. We tell you week in, week out, and it always delivers on the pitch. And it is going to be coming to you thick and fast in the run-in to the playoffs. We got the big final at the Stone next to come, but before that we got Cardiff Met versus Bath, Leeds Beckett versus Nottingham, and then we are back to Kincoid for the visit of who we've seen today, Nottingham. Each end of the table and all in between, no matter where you look, there are huge contests and huge ramifications for all the matches and some of the future stars of tomorrow. Thank you, as ever, for joining us for BUCS Super Rugby Wednesday. We're going to be back soon. You know where you need to be on Wednesdays. BUCS Super Rugby.